Nice.
Yeah. So Snow White, Rachel Zegler, is playing the victim, claims she only received backlash for being outspoken. I mean, well, yeah, outspokenly repugnant, yes. But not just because you're outspoken, it's the things you're saying and the fact that you don't learn and you're a bit of a poo-poo face. I mean, it's pretty obvious that these things are not difficult.
The dumb shit she's saying, for sure.
There's
Honestly.
a tremendous irony to that, though, because when someone is outspoken, but in a manner that she doesn't like, she's the first to go on the cancel train.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. But she did it with Gina Carano, didn't she? Famously.
Yeah. And
like,
Jeremy Renner.
And all this other crap. So awful human being. So let's take a look at this, right? Bear in mind, the chickens are coming home to roost with this one because she's already been fired from Paddington. Now, obviously, she's not going to be fired from the Hunger Games. That's coming out shortly. But my God, that film is going to bomb. So Rachel Zegler, who plays Lucy Gray Baird in the upcoming The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, recently addressed the backlash she's received for her comments about Snow White, as well as her defamation of actors Jeremy Renner and Gina Carano. So, the Wrap listed Zegler as one of their trailblazers for their Latino Power List 2023.
She's not even Latino.
Jenna Ortega better be on there. As part of her entry, Zegler informed the outlet, "It's an honor," a quote, "it's an honor to be recognized in a way that both celebrates our heritage and lifts up the contributions we all make to this industry, where it can be particularly hard for us to be seen and heard in a meaningful way." Fucking everyone hears you, you repugnant arsehole. "I still don't think I'm quite ready for the life I already have, despite being extremely grateful for it and for every opportunity that it has brought me." To young Latino performers coming up in the industry, I would tell them to know their worth and to make sure they're loud about having seats at the table they deserve to be at. Kind of like that time she bitched and moaned that she wasn't invited to the fucking Oscars and then got an invite like a total petulant child. I have learned the hard way that we have to be fearless and loud in order to be heard and to prepare for the backlash that occasionally comes with that outspokenness. I mean, that's one way of putting it. Fearless and loud. You are loud. I wouldn't say fearless. I'd say ignorant and stupid. Probably. I'd say that more specifically. So this is her kind of first time addressing backlash. I mean, it's by proxy, you know. She's being, awarded a trailblazer, Latino trailblazer. And so she's used this as a sort of a gateway to comment on this, I guess. But I mean, fearless and loud. You know, be loud about having seats at the table because, you know, you deserve to be at them and you wouldn't have them otherwise. Be loud, have prepare for backlash. I mean, what is this utter drivel? This is a woman that will never learn her lesson. It's not the fact that she's a woman. It's just a person that will never learn her lesson.
Not only that, she is trying to impart her philosophy onto other young starlets of Latina persuasion. And the lesson she's trying to tell them is basically be a narcissist, be loud, scream, be judgmental, be a total commie, and be entitled as hell.
Yeah.
Let's see how that works. Let's. I mean, I can think of someone else that had that old. Well, I'm just going to say that took her lessons to heart because it already happened. But that chick from Cowboy Bebop, I've already forgotten her name. The one with all the crevices, who was never heard from again.
Yeah.
I don't know how good this advice is.
Terrible advice.
It is awful advice. Nick?
So I'm so sick and tired of her calling herself Latina and stuff. Her grandmother immigrated from Colombia. Her mom is American. Her dad is from Polish descent. She was born in New Jersey, named after Rachel from the show Friends. She is American with a grandmother that immigrated from Colombia, and a father who's European, and his whole side of the family's European. So she's just an American. Like I'm so sick and tired of hearing all this. Oh, I'm Latina and all this when you're not really Latina at all. Literally, Latinas are coming out and calling her out. As far as the advice stuff, yeah, she's getting horrible advice. She's an idiot, and she's gonna learn a hard lesson, a hard lesson.
Come on, Culture, I know you want to jump in there now. You ready, bro?
She's one of the many problems that Hollywood have. She's the personification of everything that Nick and Andre describe. Just an incredibly self-involved human, narcissistic, you name it. Most of these people have end up suffering from borderline personality disorder, amongst other things. So you have you have people who may have an intellect in a way, but it's all superseded by their ego. So her mouth will always be unchecked. She's reached an age now. She's 22. She's reached an age now where she's going to start to harden all of everything from her opinion down to her personality traits and everything else. Once she's hardened that all off at 24 to 26, she's done. And the industry knows it so much so that, she's fallen out of favor. She was on, that list of people. We're going to push this person because they check all these boxes and, they have the ability to perform. Well, not one of her things that she's ever put out into the world has been profitable. We're about to watch $100 million Hunger Games prequel.
We don't know the budget, do we? Actually, that's the thing.
It's over $100 million. So, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. You're about to watch $100 million budget production plus make its way into theaters, and its entire lifetime here domestically could be governed up at maybe 140 million. I don't think that's the case. I think the long range forecasting on it is baloney sausage.
Massive manipulation of numbers.
I can't imagine its first weekend falling within the range of the 35 to 45 million dollars that they project. I mean,
I'm actually looking forward to this weekend with great anticipation.
Oh, do you guys get it there? Go ahead.
Because this movie marks something relatively new that we haven't really seen before. Like, is this a prequel or a remake? I'm not entirely sure.
It's a prequel.
It's a prequel. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the Hunger Games, the original Hunger Games, it came out, 10 years ago, 15 or something like that. I don't recall exactly.
J-Law, Jennifer Lawrence, baby.
That I know. I know it was with her, but like as you get older, the years blend together, and I can't really say if it came out in 2000. If it came out in 2017 or 2012, I couldn't tell you, right? But anyway, point is that this movie came out, I'm sure, at least a decade ago or thereabouts. Yeah. And it was a young adult movie. So it targeted like girls who were in their tweens at the time, first and foremost. Many tween boys went as well. It was all of those movies were massive hits. They were loved by their built-in audience. That built-in audience are now in their mid to late 20s. Some may be in their early 30s. I'm curious how many of those that loved that movie are going to return to it. I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to do this or it's going to do that. Because this is an audience that we don't really know. Like, this is generation narcissism. How are they going to respond to basically a new installment of their favorite franchise? Will nostalgia kick in? Will they be back for it, or they're completely over it and now regard all young adult stuff as to drivel it always was? I'm genuinely curious to see how that is going to play out. I don't think that this movie is going to attract anyone much older than the target audience. But if those that saw the movie 10 or whatever years ago will come back out of some misplaced nostalgia or something, this can be fairly decent. I'm not going to say, again, I won't say that you're wrong, Culture. You're probably right, but I'd be very interested to see how this performs, because it represents an audience experiment we have never quite seen before.
I think we have to a degree, right? Like you look at Harry Potter franchise, they periodically made films over and over and over again. Slightly different.
Slightly different,
Sort
yeah,
of.
because they never stopped. I mean, you have generations that grew up with that. That's part of like their life and everything.
Yeah.
Whereas,
But also,
I
mean-
the Hunger Games was a fad for a couple of years.
No. We have seen this. Wait, we have seen this.
Have we?
We have seen this, and it was with fucking Star Wars, and it was
I
a
was,
failure.
I was just getting ready to say that.
It was.
I was just getting ready to say that.
I don't know.
We have
That's a
seen it.
different kind of audience. I'm talking very specifically.
growing
This
up.
is the young adult thing.
Well,
And
maybe.
that's what I mean. Yeah, of course we have seen plenty other franchises that come back like 10 years later, but they were genuine franchises, if you will. Whereas this is young adult drivel. I'm genuinely curious to see how that is going to hold up, and I won't pretend to have any answers to that. But I think it could surprise us in either direction. Probably it's going to be exactly what Culture is saying.
You may be right. I just it's possible it could. I just and in the world we exist in right now, where emotional maturity it does not change. Apparently, as you get older with a lot of people now, it's quite possible that all of these young girls are still turning into their 30s and 40s and are still at that
They're
emotional
14 in their heads. I mean, what has TikTok done? Like it's a whole generation of arrested development. They were 14 when those movies came out, and now they're 14-year-old, 30-year-olds.
Yeah. I think that's a real possibility, but like it remains to be seen. The next question is this a culturally relevant franchise? Has it stayed in the public zeitgeist for a decade?
No,
I don't think it has. I mean, the first film with Jennifer Lawrence was intriguing to me. The second film was losing my interest quickly. And again, it wasn't made for me. These are young adult novels turned into, cinema.
Yeah.
But
adult matters. I was a fad. It was a fad. There. Yeah.
But the thing about the original Hunger Games and now this one as well, right? So that's what sort of catapulted Jennifer Lawrence to stardom, right? She then fell out of favor with the public because most people realize she's a bit of a bit of a douche canoe as well.
Then now sex tapes stuff came out.
Yeah, and now it's being rebooted, prequeled, the franchise by another person that isn't well liked in the public domain.
That's true.
It'll be truly fascinating to see how this goes down, but I don't think it's going to go down that well.
Like I said, I'm going to stick with my original prediction. I'm going to think this is going to lose money. Lionsgate's going to live up to the reputation that Andre firmly, ensconced it within, which is a bomb factory.
Yep.
And
Well, there you go, ladies and gents. There you go. I thought you'd enjoy that one, Andre, mate, as your